Well, good morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. This is Scott Manning coming to you live from Scott Manning YouTube Sports Talk. I want to thank all of my loyal viewers for being with me here this morning. You know, we've been talking so much about LeBron James and what's going to happen with him, where he's going to wind up. He could go to Houston, LA, the Lakers, or to the Philadelphia 76ers. But we need to talk about somebody else here. Kawhi Leonard of the San Antonio Spurs. He wants to leave San Antonio. But that may be a reality. I have 7 trade possibilities that the San Antonio Spurs could pull to get Leonard out and make him happy. The first trade that comes to mind would have to be with the Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers would get Kawhi Leonard. But here's the thing. The San Antonio Spurs would get Lonzo Ball, that's a bad move, Luol Deng, and Kyle Kuzma. Now, here's the question. If LeBron comes to Los Angeles, how would him and Leonard get along? I don't know. They faced each other before. Now I'm going to tell you something. That would be an interesting trade, because think about it. Do you think the LA Lakers would want to part with Lonzo Ball? I sure as heck wouldn't. But and also too, Leonard and LeBron both do not like Lonzo's daddy. Who doesn't like Lonzo's daddy? But anyway, could this be a possibility? Lonzo going to San Antonio with Leonard going to LA? How would he get along with Magic Johnson? How would he get along with LeBron James if he comes to Los Angeles? That would be an interesting trade. And I'm telling you, would Kawhi Leonard be happy in LA? I think he would. But it all depends on what happens with LeBron James and how much money they're going to have when it comes to the salary cap. Keep that in mind. The second possibility number 2, the Philadelphia 76ers. The 76ers would get Kawhi Leonard and Derek White. The San Antonio Spurs would get Robert Covington, Marco Fultz, and the number 10 draft pick in the NBA draft. And the draft is next Thursday. Keep that in mind. How would Leonard fare in Philadelphia? He'd be on the East Coast. He would have Derek White going with him, possibly. But Robert Covington going to San Antonio, that would be interesting. But the number 10 draft pick, and that's the biggie. That's the big one. Because the Spurs do get the 10th pick in the draft. A lot of things can happen, and it usually does. And I think, now I'm kind of on the fence with this one. Because Leonard and Derek White going to Philly would not look good. Because I would agree with Leonard, but Derek White, I'm a little bit on the fence. Now Leonard, he can work with Ben Simmons and J.J. Redick. I can see that. However, Derek White going to Philly would not be too good. Because my feeling is, here it all boils down to, is Derek White going to Philly would not look too good, because he's more like a Southern guy. That's all there is to it. Trade number 3, the Boston Celtics. The Celtics would get Leonard, but this is a big one. The San Antonio Spurs would get Kyrie Irving. Keep that in mind, Boston fans. You better pay attention to this. And I'm not kidding. The San Antonio Spurs would get Kyrie Irving and the Boston's first round pick in the 2018 NBA draft. And any other picks they would have to do to get Leonard to get rid of Irving. I do not like this at all. Kyrie worked hard to get away from LeBron James to go to the Celtics. And I think Irving needs to stay in Boston to give guys like Al Horford, Terry Rozier, give them some help. And I'll be coming back to the Celtics here in a minute. And keep those names in mind. Terry Rozier and Gordon, and keep that name in mind. Here's the thing. Seeing Kawhi Leonard going to the Boston Celtics, that would be interesting. He could give Al Horford some help. That would be great. However, Kyrie Irving going to the San Antonio Spurs, how would him and Greg Popovich get along? Because a lot of the Spurs players, because they need defensive help. Kyrie Irving prides himself on slamming the ball and being a Mr. Slam Dunk. That's all there is to it. Would I like this trade? I would give this a yes. And that's why. I know Celtics fans would give it a no. Because Irving has become the superstar for the Boston Celtics. And that's all there is to it. Number 4 on the possible list, the Miami Heat. The Heat would get Leonard and Patty Mills. But the San Antonio Spurs would get Goran Dragic, Josh Richardson, and Justice Winslow, and Bam Delgado. Now, I'm really on the fence with this one. Because Leonard going to the Heat and Patty Mills going to the Heat, I think they would have a team. However, you get Dragic, Richardson, those two guys are good. They can really give some help for the San Antonio Spurs. I would like this trade. I would like it. Now, I know everybody in Miami wouldn't like it. I know San Antonio doesn't like any of these because Leonard's their superstar. But the thing is, with Leonard, he only played 9 games last year. And how would he get along with the Miami Heat? Could he actually take the Heat back to the glory that they once had? And everybody's been talking all week about this. And when I thought about this, I cannot support this trade. Because you send Leonard to Miami and Patty Mills to Miami, those are your 2 best guys right there. Then you're bringing in 3 or 4 guys who've never been on a championship team. Greg Popovich would have his hands full. So I cannot approve of this. This is the one I don't like for a lot of reasons. And you can understand where I'm coming from. Number 5, the Toronto Raptors. Now I know Nick Nurse just got promoted from assistant coach to head coach after Dwayne Casey got fired. I can understand that. But the Toronto Raptors are on this list too. The Raptors would get Leonard and Rudy Gay. The San Antonio Spurs would get, and you better pay attention to this, Raptors fans. Listen to this. The Spurs would get DeMar DeRozan, OG Onoboy, and Pascal Siakam. You got to be kidding me. Everybody in Toronto saying no way. They would not. I don't see Toronto giving up DeRozan. Now, Onoboy and the 2 others, I could see that. But DeMar DeRozan, that's their franchise player. You gave up your franchise player to get somebody like Kawhi Leonard and Rudy Gay, all it could be is a bust. So I cannot approve. Now, personally myself, I don't approve of this. I really don't. Because DeMar DeRozan going to San Antonio, he was the Raptors' star player. And I'm telling you, I don't like this one at all. This one I personally don't approve of. However, anything can happen, and it usually does. Number 6 on the list, the Portland Trail Blazers. The Blazers would get Kawhi Leonard and Derek. The Blazers would get Kawhi Leonard and Derek White. The San Antonio Spurs would get A.J. McCollum and the 2019 first-round NBA draft pick. Now, I'm a little bit worried about this one because how would Kawhi Leonard respond in Portland? How would he respond anyplace else? And the thing is, the Trailblazers need help. And if they get Leonard, he's going to have to play a lot more games than 9 games like he did last year. He's going to have to step up to the plate if he wants to stick around somewhere. And I'm telling you, the Trailblazers, I don't know if they'd be that would be a pretty good fit. I could see him going to Portland. I could. Because the Trailblazers need some help. And if they can't get LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard's their next best pick. Last but not least, and I'm saying this team for the second time, and Boston fans and Boston Celtics fans, you need to really pay attention to this. The last team, again, is the Boston Celtics. And Celtics fans, pay attention, because this is major, major news. If the number 7 trade on here would happen, the Celtics would get Leonard and Patty Mills. The Spurs would get, and pay attention, Terry Rozier and Gordon Hayward. I'm going to tell you something. That one, I absolutely do not approve of. And here's why. You got Hayward. I know he was hurt last year. Terry Rozier, he stepped up and helped the Boston Celtics get to the East Finals. They took the Cavaliers to the limit. Do you think a Boston ownership would give him up? I wouldn't. Now, Gordon Hayward, okay, I can see that. And maybe Patty Mills come to Boston and then leave. Maybe send Hayward to San Antonio. Now send Patty Mills to the Spurs. Now the Celtics would get Patty Mills. I would get rid of Gordon Hayward first. Get Hayward out of there first and get someone else. That's what I would do. Hayward didn't even play at all after he got hurt against Cleveland back in November back in the season. So I'm telling you now, Kawhi Leonard only played 9 games last year. When any of these teams take him, that's another big question. But these 7 trades, these 7 possible trades are just something to think about. Some of these I like, some of these I do not approve of. I don't approve of the. Now I really like the first one, the Lakers. The 76ers, okay, I can see that. The first Boston trade, I would approve of that because if you send Kyrie Irving to the Spurs, he can really help those guys out. He can be a real big help. The Miami Heat trade, I'm a little bit on the fence with that. The Toronto Raptors, I'm a little bit on the fence with that. The Trailblazers, I can see that. But the last trade with the Celtics, no way. There is no way the Boston Celtics are giving up Terry Rozier on their life. And they wouldn't do it. Now, I thought about this the last few days. When I saw what was going on with Kawhi Leonard, I've been thinking so much about LeBron James, I've actually forgotten about Kawhi Leonard. And I do apologize for that. Actually. Everybody's been thinking about LeBron. They forgot about Kawhi Leonard. He's literally been on the back burner during this whole thing. And somebody actually came up with the idea of maybe having Kawhi come to Cleveland. He won't come to Cleveland, no way. Now, some of the trades, like I said, I do like. But the last Boston trade, the number 7 possibility with possibly Terry Rozier or Gordon Hayward going to San Antonio, no. I'd send Hayward to San Antonio, no questions asked. But Terry Rozier, keep him. Because he was one of the main reasons why the Boston Celtics took the Cleveland Cavaliers to the limit last year in the NBA East Finals. This past season. Anything can happen. I know the trades are coming up. And a lot of the Kawhi Leonard business is going to come down to one other person. LeBron James. What happens with LeBron is the way it's going to go the way the NBA trades are going to go down. But Kawhi Leonard is leaving San Antonio. And that's all there is to it. So Spurs fans, you better say your goodbyes. Because I don't see Leonard sticking around too much longer. All right, folks, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. I want to thank you guys for taking a few minutes with me here this morning. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. My name is Scott Manning. Just type my name down. Look for this pretty face, and you'll see all the sports videos I have done so far. I want to thank you guys for tuning in on this day. You guys have a great day. I'll be back tomorrow morning with another video. It's not going to be NBA related. It's going to be something else, just to give you a heads up on that. So please enjoy your day, and you guys have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. Goodbye, everybody, and thank you.